Hey YouTube, SIG 220 Euro. It's Sunday, July 26th, and just going to do a quick video update. You can see here the corn is just rocketing to the sky here. I think in this last week it's grew 1.5 feet maybe. You can see in here it's kind of hard. The beans are definitely coming up in here. You can see down in here underneath. It's kind of hard for me to see on my phone here as I'm filming this, but you can see the beans are definitely coming in. I've got to get some time to get out here. It's just been a busy couple weekends. Looks like I'm going to have to get some 7 dust. Looks like something's nibbling on the beans here, so I have to dust them. I did notice the corn's even got some spots where it's getting eaten there. It does look a little bit better than it did last week. Last week, if anybody that looked, the corn was really laid over and kind of bent over and stuff from the storm, but it looks like it's kind of righted itself and it's doing pretty well. The peas here still look to be doing real nice. Again, I've got to get something in here for them to trellis on, I guess. Also, I think I'm going to have to get the kids down here this week to work on weeding out some of the crabgrass and stuff again. Wow, I don't know, something's really going to town on the corn. I don't know what the heck that is. I don't know if that's from the gypsy, or not the gypsy, but the Japanese beetles or what, but it just has that obliterated. Well, there's my potatoes. Still looking really good. The pots, the grow bags, I mean, do look like they're starting to kind of die back some. I'm hoping that's just their natural cycle and it's not something hitting them. As you can see, some of these lower leaves are looking pretty brown. They had flowered out about 2-3 weeks ago, so they've kind of went through that. And this one, the bag is you can see here the plants are starting to kind of droop over now, so may have to work on trying to get those tied up just to kind of keep them from splaying all over. My tower, I don't know if I'm gonna put any more boards on. As I've mentioned in previous videos, out of my stuff to make my custom mix. So at this point, also with it starting to go into flower, I'm not sure whether it would benefit me any further trying to hill them up, whether they would put off any more tubers or not. So this may be all the higher I go for this year. I did this week in my travels end up back at the hydroponics shop where I bought these grow bags. So I've got those. I've still got some seed potatoes. So I may go ahead and get some more mulch or sawdust to make up a few more bags and try to do another crop. I think, being it's only the end of July, I think we could still get some potatoes here before, things really get, depending on when that first frost or freeze comes in, hopefully, end of October, mid-October. Might still be able to get at least a crop of nice new potatoes. Well, and here's my tomatoes. I've got to work on getting out here and doing some trimming. That's what I'm going to try to do here in a little bit. I'm still having problems with the strings, the knots slipping on them, and coming home on Friday and a lot of the plants were drooped down, so I did come out and try to raise some of them up. But you can see here they're really loading up. I got this one just monster looking tomato, just kind of for scale. You can see how big that one's starting to get, and really starting to load up. But other than the little cherry tomatoes over here, other than our one loan mortgage lifter tomato I got off of this plant about 2 weeks ago, we haven't gotten anything yet. They're not turning. So I think it could be because I got mine in later, because I do know a lot of the local produce stands, and kind of a lot of people have some little farm stands right outside their house. Those are starting to have a lot of tomatoes. I got another green pepper coming on here, if you can see that. Some more tomatoes. Pepper plants finally starting to load up here with a lot of little peppers, if you can see those. Here's some more of my tomatoes from the back side. The cauliflower, I got to get out here, I think, and water stuff. You can see, whoops, my string's pulled loose. I've got a nice head coming on here. In fact, I may I don't know. I don't know how much bigger I should let it get before I cut it. Maybe soon. This one's starting to get a head on it as well. Let's see. Can I see down in here? If you can see that there. Like I said, this one starting to get a nice head on it. Yeah, sorry, had some technical difficulties there. Over here, my squash and zucchini. I mean, we're still getting a lot of zucchini out. We're getting quite a few cucumbers, but this powdery mildew, you can see, is really hitting hard. I did get some stuff this week. I've got it in the garage. I just need to get a chance to put it on. I'd stopped at a garden center in my travels this week and was talking to the gentleman, and he suggested a copper-based fungicide. I said that's really good for knocking it down once it's established. Said that it's been pretty predominant, I guess, in this part of the country this year, just because of the weather pattern we had with all the excessive rain we had, followed by the high humidity. He said that just kind of is ideal conditions for this powdery mildew and some of these other fungal issues to spread. So I've got that, so I'm hoping that I can spray it on there and save some of these. You can see getting a lot of leaf die off, so I'm gonna try to get that sprayed as well. Our cucumbers are doing real nice. Quite a few nice ones here. Just letting a couple of the longer ones fill out. My parents are coming down for a visit this afternoon to see the grandkids and everything, so we're gonna just do a little cookout. We're gonna have some fresh sliced cucumber, and I'm gonna grill some zucchini, and so have a little bit of our food from our garden here. Wish I had some nice tomatoes to put on the burgers, but they look a bit green. Just a quick update. I've been out here sweat my butt off for about 2 hours. I've got my tomatoes, for the most part, went through, thinned them out some, the suckers, some other branches, pulled up some that were the knots that slipped down from the trellis strings. Also, several of them needed about 1.5 feet of growth to be wrapped. Those tall ones you see sticking up there, they're probably close to 7 feet tall.